What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's your boy Chris Style. You are tuned into the Arrowhead Chief Podcast, episode 153. This is the Dolphins versus Chiefs recap show. Got my guy DJ Anton here. Clarence can't make it today, so it's just going to be a two-man crew today. But I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday afternoon. We're going to get into some Chiefs talk. Let's talk Chiefs.
Yeah, Arrowhead Chiefs. It's your girl, Miss Nicole. Queen of Hustle, baby. Started from the bottom, now we here. My homie at the start of his career. Let's go. Try to win him early, hear the truth. Tune in every Sunday for the juice. Arrowhead Chiefs podcast, bringing all the news. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Chris Style. Out here rapping for the crew. Post-game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Post-game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube.
What's up? We are back. Arrowhead Chief Podcast, episode 153. Like I said, it's your boy Chris Style. I got my guy DJ Anton here. What's going on, DJ Ant?
It's a lovely bye week.
Man, right on time, right?
We made it, and the record is in the hand. And despite all that's going on, we're gonna get into it. Let's just get into it. Why not? Let's get into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, man. Victory. I guess you could say Victory Tuesday now. But the Chiefs won 21-14. Tell of two halves. First half. That first 15 play script, Andy Reid, he does it better than anybody else that I could think of with the first 15. Comes out like gangbusters, marches down the field, Rashee Rice with a touchdown. And then in between that, it kind of got a little sloppy, you know what I'm saying, stalling out a little bit, but then they put together another, drive and march down the field. Get a score from Jared McKinnon. What's going on, Nani? What's going on, Joe? But yeah, they get another score from Jared McKinnon. And then they get a fumble. Trent McDuffie gets the fumble off of Tyreek Hill. Mike Edwards gets the ball, pitches it to Brian Cook, who puts on the Jetters.
That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, the Jetters on, and scores a defensive touchdown, and pretty much was the touchdown that won us the game. The second half was, it was a struggle on offense. I don't think Rashee Rice or anybody touched the ball. They pretty much locked up Travis Kelce for the most part. Some situational play calling, as has been the story this season. There was a 3rd and 1 where we probably could have milked the clock a little bit more. But, Andy Reid in 31s, he likes to pass the ball. And Pat had to end up throwing it away. And Dolphins had a chance to tie the game up. Tua, he missed a wide open Cedric Wilson streaking down. He ran right past Jalen Watson, and I don't know what happened. It came out his hand funky. I don't know. The wind hit it, and the football guy said, "Not today." And then on the last play, did a zero blitz, and Tua fumbled the ball, and that was the end of the game. So
Tua turned the ball over.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the game yesterday?
It looked like a team. Just like you said, a tale of two halves. And if you could basically script it, the first half was about making a statement coming off of last week, but coming off the Broncos, having that flat start. And they started out flat, in the first, and then the offense found their rhythm again late in that first half to close it out. And then that's when the defensive score happened. The second half, they looked like a team that was ready to get to the bye week. That's the best way I can describe it. And and we've seen it before in multiple teams. Some teams they're just like, okay, the bye week coming, we almost there. And they thinking about, who knows? They regular people just like us. They might be thinking about what they're going to do when they get back to the States. They might be thinking about where's the next party in Germany. I don't know. But some things I did see that I liked in that game, though. Sky Moore is starting to find some open spaces, though.
Yeah, he
On
did early.
one play he was able, they were in the zone coverage that they were going up against it, so he was able to find some open holes, some open spaces, and everything. Get there. It was good to see him get going. That touchdown pass though, like it was crazy. Like I was literally going to put in the chat and say, "Oh, it's a Rasheed Rice play right here." Before I knew it, zoop, right to him.
Hmm.
It was a good. It was some good plays, some good things that I saw. Obviously, the sore spot you're going to have is just 0 points in two halves in a row. But you know, one game they just looked like they was completely flat. The second game they just let they get ready to the bye week. The optimism I'm gonna have about it is that usually this Chiefs team when they come off of bye weeks and it's very tough to beat Andy Reid off a bye week. You know they just ready. That's when they get rolling. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see
yeah.
that. I can see
Mm-hmm.
that. I can see
Yep.
that. Got over his grudge. Got over his grudge. Now,
That
I,
might that might
I,
be what they needed though. They
I,
needed Kelsey to get locked up so they can get trust other receivers, and they need
I'm
to
starting to
replace
think Andy Reid be trolling Chiefs Kingdom, man.
that too.
It just that first 15 script. It's just kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, like I know Andy Reid can scheme it up, but I was watching First Take the other day, and Sterling Sharp, he was on there with Shannon Sharp because
Shin Sharp
they was at
and
his Savannah State, and Sterling Sharp was pretty much saying like, you know what, Andy Reid can scheme it up in this NFL where the defender can't touch, he can scheme up, you can scheme somebody open. You know what I'm saying? In this NFL, because the guys can barely touch, the offensive players nowadays anyway. So I
mm-hmm.
know Andy Reid can scheme it up. I know he can get these. You know what pissed me off? Kadarius Toney gets a cross slant route. And he takes it 17 yards, and they can't
Yeah,
even go back to him. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
and
you
that
can't
might be
give him another one? Not
that might
another
be something. That might be something. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Andy Reid is holding on. It's almost like this is like he's only have like the first half of the season playbook. That's exactly what it looks like.
one. He
Like
probably do.
and I'm saying, no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to use this. This one's for
Mhm.
Cincinnati. This one is for Buffalo. But I'm like,
Mhm.
you flirting around with with the number one seed, and everybody trying to chase it. I'm not sure what point you're trying to make, but that all might be schematically as far as what he's doing, and as far as some of the different things we said about Miami and whatnot, and some things you don't have to necessarily pull off the hat because Miami already had a chip on their shoulder, and clearly they couldn't figure it out because it's the same old story. Can't beat the good teams.
And look, I don't want to harp on the bad. I'm going to shine some light on this defense once again
Yeah,
because they deserve it, man. This
absolutely.
defense showed up and showed out against a high power offense. Um, the bodies are piling up on these receivers from the secondary. Guys are
It's,
not even, Tyreek Hill. If I had told you before the game that Tyreek Hill was going to have what 4 or 5, well, he had six. No, he had 10 catches, right? 10 catches for
mm,
62 yards.
he had. I'm gonna pull it up right now, but that was a stat that was stood out to me. It's like they basically had held the leading receiver 100 yards. I said if you could keep him under a buck, you're in good shape. But let me pull up the exact number though. But that was a win in
Shit,
itself
Joe,
right
he's
there.
gonna get hurt with his toilet paper.
He's a fool.
Shut up, Joe.
Joe, you on something this week. If you told me that they would have had Hill down to 8 to 62 and everything, I would have said it was a little bit crazy. But they did
I think Waddle had what 4 for 42 or five
three.
for
He had 3 for 42, but he was hurt though.
yeah,
It was clear.
but still, like if you had told me those guys was gonna be held under 100 yards combined, or at least at 100 yards combined, I would have been like, yeah, right. I like one of them gonna get something. You know what I'm
Re-
saying?
Receiving wise, they were under 200. So
Yeah.
when you hold that team, it's like who is statistically the highest. They produced the highest on that one. It's just a testament to this Chiefs defense.
Hmm.
And I think over the years, people are so worried about the offense ain't doing this and the offense doing that, but then we quick to criticize the defense. We're not used to doing this now in the Pat Mahomes era where we talking about, man, this defense is great, and then we got the offense sputtering.
And I
But
and I, and I said this the other day because guys was people come up to me in my job and be like, "Oh man, that offense, man, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes and them they ain't looking too good." And it's like, well, look, man, the defense is holding it down, and it's about damn time that they hold their weight while this offense figures it out. Because Patrick Mahomes been holding it down for years.
Mm-hmm.
while this defense tries to figure it out. So why not let for a change? The defense holds it down until the offense figure it out. And I think they will figure it out because when you got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey out there, I just believe that it's gonna get fixed. So
It will. And it's all in perspective too, because realistically, we so used to the Chiefs having the number one offense, and then we'll see the defense somewhere in like that low 20s or something like that. So it's definitely a change of scenery where you now it's like the defense is like that number one, number two, somewhere around there, and the offense
you
somewhere
said it,
around as
Joe.
well.
I'm gonna give you a credit, Joe. You said it.
Yeah, it did. I
You
was
said it.
I was
I
being
was
optim
Yeah, I was saying top 10.
I was
I was
I was being optimistic, and even the first couple of weeks, I'm like they might be a top five, and to me that was a stretch. But I said this defense looked really good. And
they
they're
top two. They top two. I think the Ravens might be
yeah. The Raven,
slightly better. But other than that, yeah.
yeah, it's the Ravens, it's the Ravens one and the Chiefs are two. But I
Mhm.
just think it's just weird though because when we look at these numbers and everything like we talking about we in history, we talking about the Chiefs offense is usually one and then that defense is in that 20s. And this year we have the Chiefs defense is two and then the offense is somewhere like around 12, I think, somewhere around like that.
Yeah, touchdowns are scoring their
I
12th,
mean,
but
I,
offense yards wise, they're like 4 or 3
I,
like that. So they
I
still
mean,
up.
at least it's not like a Jet problem. Now the Jets have a real problem. Like last year, they had like a 1-2 defense, and then they're
Like 31st. And I just want to talk about if Aaron Rodgers gets out there and plays football, I'm convinced he's a vampire. Yeah, I'm convinced that he drinks blood and he's a vampire because ain't no way in hell a 39, 40-year-old man should be coming back from an ACL tear like that or Achilles tear, whatever he
kill.
tore.
I'm still not a believer in it. The best thing I said, like I said from the beginning, would be for him just to wait another year. You don't want to rush him, then it affect the
Especially with
following
that,
year. Then it's a
especially with
wash.
that offensive line.
Ugh.
Especially with that offensive line, he can be
They
right back
took
on IR.
what you take like 8 sacks. They made the Chargers defense look like A+. I'm like this Chargers defense, like
It's
really?
trash. They ain't even that
It
good.
was terrible. They were terrible. The secondary is awful.
Yeah, they're not
But
good.
but it come to show, the quarterback, old Zach Wilson.
Bum. A lot of bad quarterback play this year.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a
The
heavy.
mushrooms are magical, I guess. And Oshawa. Now it's that dark room.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of teams out. There's gonna be a lot of teams out there that's in need of a quarterback. The problem is there's not enough quarterbacks to go around the next year's draft. That's
Oh
gonna be the
man,
problem.
you might see like 10 quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds picked.
Well, I think even so, just kind of thinking about it, I think at least 6 teams definitely need one, and probably another three are probably gonna be looking at it.
Yep.
Yep. Can't even say guy. I think that's a push.
Damn. Damn. Damn, Mark.
Jab, just a bum.
Just a bum. I'm using that for now. I'm stealing
Jab. Go ahead.
that. I'm
He's a,
stealing
he's a jab. We need to stop talking about jags. When you call it jab, just call it for what it is. Jags and jabs. Let's just be honest.
that. Just a
We get
bum.
we give him too much credit.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-mm.
Definitely do. All right, man. Going into this bye week, what are some things that you think should be fixed that you would like to see fixed going into the bye, coming out of the bye, should I say?
First of all, the Chiefs got to adjust. They got to fix this drop problem. I mean, they're leading the league in drops. That's a big issue. They got to figure that out, get that together. Health wise, I mean, they're starting to come along with exception of Bolton. That's probably the only major one. I mean, they're not in a bad situation at all. I mean, compared to other teams and most teams. Um, it's just the receiving core just sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like as far as it can just being able to contribute to allow Pat to be able to do what he does, and they can't get separation. You got some players that have these little stints in here and there, but they've got to figure out how to get these receivers going. I like what I saw with the running back, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. I think part of it too is just trying to get management. What the world happened to the light in here? But but that's just probably the biggest thing that stands out to me. I mean, obviously you're going to have that chemistry as far as it with. It's good to see a Minihue out there and Chris Jones and getting all these pieces together. And like I said, the only part that's missing is just Bolton. and
Yeah.
you're just trying to maintain going into this stretch. I mean, now you're in the critical points. We're in the critical weeks. I always said like between week 6 through about 14 is probably your most critical weeks. That's when we're going to see teams getting momentum. You start to find out who your real ones are and who your frauds are. I think
Yeah.
even just looking at the standings right now, I think it's pretty consistent to what we thought it was going to be. I mean, just like I think, it's like even just we're just going to talk AFC from that side. I mean, we said the Chiefs are going to be well in position for the West. That's happening. We look at the East. We said Miami and Buffalo's going to be somewhere around there. Miami's clearly got the distance. Buffalo, they're about to go. They're walking into a gauntlet, so
Mhm.
they might not even be in good shape.
They
The
lose to the
North.
Broncos on Monday. It's over.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
I don't know, man.
I don't. I don't see that happening.
They should have lost. They should have
They'll,
lost to New England.
did the, didn't they? Didn't they?
Oh
Didn't
yeah, they
Buffalo?
did. Well, they should
Yeah,
have lost to the
no, no,
Giants.
actually, no. Yeah, you're right though. But this is why I said with Buffalo. I said Buffalo. I said you do not deserve to be in nobody's playoffs if you lose to Zach and Mac the same year. If you lose to
Mm-hmm.
both of them, you don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
But everything is pretty much on schedule like we predicted. And despite the frustrations with the offense, the crazy part about it is that the Chiefs still hold
7-2.
the number one seed.
7-2 with the number one seed, and
And they're in line. I mean, that's what makes and when they're coming off the bye week, we're pretty much just right back on schedule like we were talking about last year. Now we got the two number one teams going at it on a Monday night. We getting exactly
yeah.
what we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So
Both of us coming off a bye week too, so that's gonna be both teams are gonna be fresh.
yep.
So the thing I mean, of course, Joe said it in the comment section. The rotation of this receiver room, I think they should have it set, not throw so much bodies out there no more. Sprinkle some guys in. Of course, guys need breaks. You know what I'm saying, in and out, some sub it in. Every now and then. But it should be. I think the top three should be Rasheed Rice, Justin
Yeah.
Watson, and Scott Moore. I think those three should be the top three receivers that get the most snaps. You sprinkle in a little bit of MVS here every now and then, and Kadarius Tony, and you go for them. Maybe sometimes Richie James and McCole Hardman. Um, but I think the top three receivers should be Rasheed Rice, Justin Watson, and Scott Moore. That's just my opinion. Um, Running game. They got to be more consistent with the running game.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be more consistent with 3rd and 1. Just keep it simple, Andy Reid.
Matt had me cracking up on the timeline. He was making the joke remark talking about this like they should just trade.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm like, we knew he wasn't literal. I'm like, get serious, fans. Like, really? I mean, I understood his frustration 100% on that one. 3rd and 1, and then we doing this unnecessary.
I knew he was gonna pass the ball. I
I
knew
think
third
we
and
all
one
did.
came on 3rd and 1 when they came out. I said, "Oh, they better pass it. They are not
We,
gonna run this football with Isaiah Pacheco." And you even saw it on the sideline. They showed Andy Reid on the sideline. He was like, "Pass." And then he thought about it. They said, "Yeah, go with the pass." I was like, "You ain't serious, Andy. Get out of here."
like we keep saying. I mean, they so scared of the risk or whatever. Like I said, there's no different. There's no difference with Pat Mahomes watching him scramble around, do all this other stuff. I guarantee you, the next time he ever considers a quarterback sneak, he gonna get the first down. I
Yeah,
guarantee it because they do the same old thing. They put in
Blake Bell, which
Blake.
I'm done with Blake Bell. Blake Bell, he is like a non-factor on this team no more. He does nothing for us anymore. He should not even be dressed up. Sorry, Blake Bell, no disrespect, but respectfully, you shouldn't be active on game day. You should be in street clothes, hyping everybody up, cheering everybody up. Pull up Matt Bushman or somebody. I don't care. But yeah,
That
he contributes nothing.
that's been an ongoing issue though for the last 2 years though. I think that's probably even like it has to be one of those bigger concerns too. We talk about the receiving core, but 3rd and 1s though
Did
situationally,
we miss CH? Well, I mean, P.
not
Ryan
really,
didn't do himself a favor on him.
not really, not really at all.
He did a CEH impression. That's what he did. He tripped over his own feet. He was nervous.
Right.
He was nervous. He came out the block, fell on the floor. Now, what you doing, P. Ryan? You had one opportunity and you blew it. You was back on the practice squad.
He did a full blown. It's like it was like watching him that one. It's like that having that one time to shine moment. Yeah, remember that episode of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air where they were fighting the ball and
Oh
fighting for
yeah,
the ball, and
when
Carlton threw
Carlton
that
threw it,
Hail Mary
he hit it up
and
the
missed a.
backboard.
That's exactly what was running through my head.
That's what P. Ryan did. He got the ball. He just fell.
It said, dun, dun, dun. That's all I
Yeah.
saw.
He's like, damn, P. Ryan. I'm sorry, man. Hopefully they give him another chance. But yeah, that wasn't a good look from P. Ryan, man.
Not
I
at
felt bad.
all.
Felt bad for the kid, but he did just about what CEH does: fall right on his face and do nothing.
Except it wasn't in slow motion.
Yeah, I think coming out of the bye week, they should just go ahead and keep
That must be
CEH inactive, man.
that might be CH's theme song, slow motion for. It's like, really?
Yeah,
They just need to play that song every time he touched the field.
play that 2 miles an hour, so everybody see. That's what they need to play. CEH running. That's what they need to play. No, but like I said, they need to run the football more and be more efficient on 3rd and 1s. This is ridiculous. You got this genius play caller, but he turns into a must brain when it comes to 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s and
Just
whatever.
overthinking it. I mean, they got to go back and find what works for them. Like as far as especially in the third, every good team has that 3rd and 1 play. Like even so, like for example, like Philadelphia, we all know if it's a 1 yard situation, they're gonna run that whatever they want to call it. I've heard 30 different names for it.
I think if the Chiefs successfully did the tush push, they would outlaw it. Oh no, we can't, man. We can't let Patrick Mahomes do it.
We know that ain't gonna happen.
I think they would outlaw the tush push if the Chiefs did it successfully.
We all know that ain't gonna happen. It just makes too much sense to do. There's some of that nature. Nope, we're gonna throw it. Yes, there's stay. I mean, I get you're trying to stay true to your identity. I get it, but at the same time,
keep it simple. Keep it simple, people.
I mean, run the ball, put 2 backs in the backfield, keep them guessing. I mean, I don't understand. How come they were able to figure that? So we're waiting for.
No, we don't, Joe. We don't want no damn running back at pick 32. It better be a damn wide receiver picked at 32. With all the good wide receivers that's coming out next year, damn it, they better pick a damn wide receiver next year.
They just need to. I don't know. They just need to figure that out though.
We can get running back in the 3rd or 4th round. We can get the kid from Kansas. You can come over here. What's his name?
Yeah. He was born there, raised, and stayed and played there.
You can come to Kansas City.
That's it. That's what they're trying to do. I ain't
What's
mad at it.
What's the white boy name? Where he play for Texas? Shipley. You can get him.
Oh yeah, he little
Will Shipley.
Little shifty little guy.
Let's trade for Bijan. Shut.
Well, I mean,
you got jokes. Now you got jokes, Joe.
Well, I mean, Atlanta, I have no idea what they're doing with it. I have no idea.
Man, Arthur Smith is going to be gone next year.
They need to put somebody on the sign. Just need to put free Bijan out in Atlanta. That is just a sad story.
Yeah,
and what made Atlanta got some bad history down there. I mean, you already getting jokes, for the worst blown game in the Super Bowl. You're already getting that. Then you lose. Then you basically lose to a guy that don't know half the team and just didn't even know the cadence and everything. Just getting beat by him. I'm like, what other jokes do y'all need?
Joshua Dobbs might have earned himself a starting position somewhere next year.
That's what I'm saying with Tennessee. Like, did we really make the break? But hey, I mean. I ain't giving up on Pacheco. I ain't saying all that now, but
Pacheco was on angry runs today, man.
but Atlanta, they just wasting this talent though. That's what's upsetting. It's upsetting to see. I hate that, and you're wasting talent. I don't know. I don't know what they doing. I mean, maybe they just need a. I mean, I don't know how much further you can blow that team up. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's the South, and they're going south.
Yeah, bro, it's a bad division. The Saints are gonna win that by default.
I mean, and even the
I
Saints,
think.
they've been doing some stupid stuff. I'm
I
like,
think. I think it might be Tampa Bay might backdoor in there with Baker Mayfield.
yeah, yep. It may. I mean, if they stop blowing games late like they did, I don't understand it though. It's like that's crazy though. I mean, I'm not knocking the kid at all. Though Stroud, that dude is a beast, but
Yeah, Stroud is nice.
you just can't make those mistakes though. It's like giving up blowing a game like that. But this is the NFL. It happens. That's what makes the league great, right? The
Yeah.
unexpected.
Who would you say is your mid-season MVP? You can have two of them if you want. You got one on offense and defense if you want.
Jeez, that's a tough one.
On offense,
McDuffie on defense.
right?
He's made a statement. He's definitely making a statement as far as and being a force to be reckoned with to be one of the more respected corners in this league. We talked about him being a top 10. He might be very much on that top 5, top 3. He very much might
He
be.
the best corner right now.
He I mean, we didn't expect it to happen so quickly, but that's just something we just have to appreciate. And it's just all kudos to Spag setting it up, as far as it getting just how
Dave
everything's just
Merritt
unfolded for him.
and Dave
Everything's worked
Merritt.
out. Yep.
Dave Merritt being a good coach, man. He's a good secondary coach. Good
Mhm.
coach for the DBs, man. So yeah, kudos to him.
So, it's just what we're seeing out of this secondary is just foreign. It's very foreign to me. So, Kelsey and Clamps.
I'm assuming Clamps is McDuffie or is that the Jarius Need?
And then offense. Jeez.
Yeah.
Because I mean I can't say Pat, and this is the reason why. I mean, because just even so, I'm questioning who the MVP is as a whole right now. It's so weird.
It's Taylor Swift and Spag. Shut up.
But even so, I mean, you want to say Kelsey, but it's just the whole up and down. He's been up and down too. You're basically at the mercy of, how Pat performed. I mean, that's obvious. So right now, I'm just gonna go with one. I'm just gonna go with one pick right now. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go with McDuffie. He's been that guy.
You know what? Because everybody's gonna pick McDuffie or whatever, and rightfully so. He should be. I'm going Mike Dana, man. Hey, Mike Dana is having one of
Yeah,
his best seasons. Mike Dana is gonna get paid this offseason.
Mike Dana should be up for like improved player. I
Yeah,
would say, and
Mike Dana's gonna get paid this offseason. I don't know if it'll be the Chiefs, but I can see him going somewhere getting a 3-year, 20, 30 something $1 million deal.
yeah, the Raiders find a way to screw that up. We know. We already know. Actually, but you know what? Actually, let me lay off the Raiders. Let me say something about the Raiders, though.
You want to give some love to the Raiders on this show?
Kudos to that coach, because that's what it took. It really took a coaching change
Yeah.
to get that culture. I mean, and say what you want, them having a celebration and stuff like that in the locker room and all that. They talking about that's they Super Bowl and everything. Look what they've been through. Devontae Adams, the best receiver, came and get the ball because they basically got the game manager who can't even do his job. I mean, that whole offense has just been. I mean, they played probably their best game that I've probably seen them do and have in like 2 years. In 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I definitely hope, say for Antonio Pierce, I definitely wish him great success for him. I'm not saying he's gonna beat the Chiefs now, but but he might that might be the very thing that they need to turn this thing around. I'm not saying it's completely over because before this whole coaching change, I had them at most winning 3 games. I said this team gonna suck. This team is trash. Like the coach is trash. I like Jacobs. They got talent, but as far as coaching this team, that ain't the guy. And Pierce might be the guy. Who knows? Who knows what he can do? There's still plenty of football left. Kudos to him. But that's as far as much respect that the Raiders will get from me probably this year.
I mean, of course, I'm always going to be for black coaches getting opportunities. And I also want to see them succeed, even if they are the rival. I don't want them to see it succeed against us.
No.
But outside of us, yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Antonio Pierce succeed. He actually comes to one of the bars that I work at, so
Hmm.
he comes and talks to one of the bartenders there. So it's kind of cool to see him get the interim job, and they get that win off top. Against I know it's the Giants, but
Hmm.
and
Oh
they got the
man, that
Jets,
Giants team,
and they got the
jeez.
Jets next on I think Sunday Night Football.
Oh,
Um,
that's the Sunday night game.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Well, look like I'll be finding something else to do.
I mean, you better find something else to do on Thursday too.
Who's Thursday?
Chicago and the Panthers. They really bad games, man. I don't know what it is, man.
They just need to cancel. They just need to cancel Thursday nights altogether. In all seriousness, they just
They
need to
never
get rid
gonna
of
do
it.
that. They're
We
never
we
gonna do that.
we are already seeing mediocre football already as it is on Thursday nights. But this is just punishment for to
And
even.
then they ended off with Bills and Broncos. See that? I don't want to see that.
Well,
Speaking
then
of
don't,
blacks
don't,
succeeding, first take today when they was trying to step on them from singing Keisha Cole was hilarious. Wow.
you said the Bills and the Broncos was the.
Monday night game.
Where's it at?
I think it's in Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo gonna blow them out because usually in games like that, they
Oh
usually
yeah,
respond. They
when
they
they're at
usually
home.
they usually respond well. Allen will
Yeah,
have like 3 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs will have a touchdown. Probably have Gabe Davis will have a touchdown.
I'm still doing the prop bet. Take Josh Allen anytime interception.
Yeah, it's a given. That's a given.
You like to bet DraftKings, whatever you use,
It's just that
anytime Josh Allen
that
interception.
O that OC is just really screwing him up though. That's just probably what it
Ken
is.
Dorsey, I said it before the season that I didn't like the way he
I
called
said
plays last year.
I said it.
I don't like his play calling.
I said last year. I said I didn't know what it was going to look like with the OC. I said it was going to be the whole Dable effect. I said that's how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just. I think he's what had like 5 straight games where he's throwing an interception or something like that. You just can't make that mistake. I mean, granted, I think Mahomes didn't have a. I don't think he had one last week.
No, he did. He had a fumble, but he didn't have an
Still a
interception.
turnover, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, has the Madden cover caught up to him? Has he picked
No,
it?
I just think I I just think I just think that the Buffalo Bills, I just think they haven't recovered since 13 seconds. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't think they ever recovered from 13 seconds.
I don't know
And
what
then,
they're.
and then last year, I think they were rolling a little bit, and then I think the Von Miller injury hurt them last year. That sucked
Yeah,
a lot of air out of their team, and then the Damar Hamlin thing just kind of was like the final blow for them. And I think they didn't even want to be in the playoffs anymore. But even before the Damar Hamlin stuff, that Monday night game was about to get ugly. You
yeah, it
saw it,
was. I
like you
did.
saw it,
I I
like
had.
Cincinnati was rolling.
Yeah, I said this. I said I remember saying that too. I said Cincinnati gonna roll over this team. They had all the momentum.
Yeah, they
They're
was
gonna put
on
them
a
on
roll.
notice. It
They
just,
was on a roll.
it just took them a couple weeks later to put it on notice where they had them. And I think just the icing on the cake was when they didn't make that a neutral site game. That probably would have did them actually. That probably would actually did Buffalo more justice because the Cincinnati they already felt disrespect and everything. Well, we didn't get a chance and blah blah blah. We had them on home field, and I get it. So they just took it in their own hands and went to their field and just pretty much punched them in the face and
Mm-hmm.
called it a day. And with Buffalo, I just believe with Buffalo or just in the NFL in general, just like every team has some kind of form of identity as far as like how we can identify how great they are, whether it be a play or a situation or just what they do. And I can't even say player because it takes more than that, obviously. The Eagles are just juggernauts. They just know how to fight. Just with Jalen Hurts and him being able to execute. The whole I hate saying tush, but the brotherly shove. Yeah, that's better. That's the word I'm looking for. that's just their identity. And then then when they get the running game going, that's when they punch you in the face. They ain't got to. I mean, the passing game is a nice complementary to who they are, but it's just what they do. They just wear you down, wear you down, wear you down. Chiefs, you have the air attack needs to do what they do. Buffalo, I have no idea what that is. I don't know.
They're
It,
Josh Allen or bust. That's what they are. They are Josh Allen or bust, throwing or running. That's what
mhm.
they are. If he's not rolling, if he's not throwing touchdowns all around, and they're not
Like,
high fiving and jumping around, then the team goes down.
and it's like, and even so
They're
with,
front runners. That's what they
yep.
are.
And even with the Cowboys and the Cowboys, it was just I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The Cowboys is the I knew it. I knew they were gonna blow that game because
Mm-hmm.
situationally that team is trash. You know what? When I saw the end of that, I know we sidebar into the Cowboys for a minute though. I saw a playoff 49er game all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw. And
They
they're talking
almost
about
gave them a ticket.
they had three opportunities. It was crazy. I'm like, it's like they threw it short of the goal line. That was one.
Mm-hmm.
Dak stepping out of bounds, that's strike two. You only get three strikes in baseball. They just throw it in the football equation. And the third time, how in the world did they get to the six and go all the way back to like the 20? I'm like, oh, they lost this game.
False start. Then it was a took. Then Dak took that sack.
And then instead of spiking the ball, that's what threw me off though. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like I'm like spike the ball by yourself and try to get you another play. They were sitting there just running a backyard football play. I'm like, this is 100% on McCarthy on this situation in the preparation. That's what I saw. But
Yeah,
going back to what we were saying though, we don't know what the Bills' identity is. Like you said, you're probably right though. Josh Allen the bus,
it is
and it's
Josh Allen.
and
Yeah.
it's not good for him because it's going to get your quarterback hurt and it just doesn't create longevity. It doesn't work.
Um. Yeah. Right now, the only teams that scare me, well, I ain't gonna say scare me because I don't really have a team that scares me, but a team that I'm like, okay, I respect them and they could beat us would be the Ravens. That would be it.
The
Ravens
only
and Cincinnati. I would say Cincinnati too. Cincinnati's up there too.
Let me turn on the light right
Cincinnati's up
quick.
there. Cincinnati's up there too. Um, I see those two teams possibly giving us troubles, and we would have a war with those two teams.
Here's what I think is going to happen.
Well,
As
yeah, the
far as the,
Eagles, of course, but we're not only we're. I mean, yeah, of course, we see them in the regular season. I'm just speaking on AFC when it comes to the
yeah,
playoffs. When it
when
comes
it
to the
comes,
playoffs, we're going to see those two teams. Eagles, we won't see them unless we both make it to Super Bowl. So I don't really concern myself with NFC teams
no,
because yeah, the Eagles are on the schedule and it's going to be a good measuring stick to see where the Chiefs are when it comes to the hierarchy of the whole NFL. But when it comes to just AFC, that's what I concern myself with because that's what we're gonna be playing in the playoffs, and that's who we got to go through to get to the Super Bowl. So that's why
well,
I'm mentioning AFC teams.
even so
The
though,
Eagles are good.
yeah, they are. To me, the only thing that at the end of the day, as far as the way that it's shaped out, like over the last couple of years, I think is going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC Championship game
I think that
this
too.
year. And here's why. Not just because of the way that the results are going on this year, but in the last two seasons, the only thing that has really beaten the Ravens is injuries.
Oh, health, yeah.
And they struggled because of the old infamous, oh, don't remind me of that quarterback that did that god awful
Huntley,
whatever. Yeah, that guy.
Huntley,
Yeah, that guy.
instead of going under he went over
And,
and
and,
fumbled the football.
and he's straddling that line between jag and jab for that one. He's straddling that line. But it's just that's the only thing that's beating the Ravens is just health. Not having a healthy Lamar Jackson and even Andrews and all the other role players. I mean, they look sharp. They look razor sharp. It's like over these last couple of weeks, and you can arguably give them, the title as far as that being that top team as far as that's in form right now. But we've seen Cincinnati and they've had some cakewalks as far as they're going through their own divisions. As far as Pittsburgh's not really a much of a challenge in my opinion. I mean, they got a great defense, but they're barely getting by them.
Mhm.
And then the Browns, I have no idea what we're going to get out of them. That's an interesting team to watch. I mean, they might be. I'm a believer in that defense. It's just can Deshaun Watson get over the hill? I don't know,
Mhm.
but the Ravens just look like that team. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a divisional game. You know, it's just division opponents. They know each other so well. I just think the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to get them this year. I really do. They're probably going to match up in the playoffs. I don't see seeding changing much. I don't see the Ravens losing many more games, and I don't see Cincinnati losing many more games themselves either. They're probably both going to have like maybe 4 losses at the most. You know, it's going to come down to tiebreakers and all that fun stuff. But it's gonna be but it's just if they come across where they in a situation where whoever's a 2 and whoever's a 7. I mean, I hope they're not matched up where they're the 2 to 7 others. That'll be the most interesting game to watch. Because all
Hundreds
the
of Pro Bowls, sir. Shut up, Joe.
uh, I can't even say honorary. What up, Kingdom Cast? But yeah, Huntley is a Pro Bowl, yeah, honorary, and I use that very word loosely, extremely loosely.
They ran out of people, so they had to pick somebody.
Right, they could have picked out somebody from the parking lot for all I cared.
You could have been in the Pro Bowl, Joe.
Right. But
No,
yeah.
what was you saying about?
But just going back to it though, like case in point, and everything like you said, midseason MVP though, I'm just going to stick with McDuffie for now.
Yeah, I mean, initially I have McDuffie as the MVP. He should be, but just to have somebody different. I'm at Mike Dana, man. Mike Dana's been
Yeah,
having a
that's
really
fair.
really good season, man.
That's fair. I mean, you throw him in the most improved category. He should be up there as far as overall, as far as the league as a whole.
Yeah, he's having a really good season, man. Who
Hmm.
would you in your AFC rankings? What are your top 5 teams right now?
Chiefs definitely one, obviously. Um, we'll go to the East. I'll give Miami. I mean, despite they haven't beat the best teams yet, they're still doing what they need to do. That's very clear. Um, Jacksonville is still in the hunt, so that's 3. And then my other 2 are going to come. They're going to come from the North. I'm going to throw Cincinnati and the Ravens. Those are my top 5. So you got Cincinnati, the Ravens, Chiefs, Dolphins, and Jacksonville.
Shut up, Joe. I got Ravens, Chiefs, Jags, Bengals, and Texans.
Mm, that kid Stroud, man.
Rookie of the
Jeez.
year, man. Rookie of the year.
Yes.
Don't give him the award right now. What are we
Um.
doing? What are we
There's no.
doing?
There's no debate. I was not expecting. I mean, a rookie. For that coach to be having that much success, as far as at this point, he's basically like a coach that's having a lot of fun right now, and so is the team. That kid Dell too. That was a steal from down in
Tank
Houston,
Dell, yeah. I wanted Tank Dell in the draft. That kid's route running is crazy.
and the Texans are in positions. Is like if you look at the rest of their schedule, I think they're going to get the. I think they're going to get Jacksonville the second time around in Jackson at home. I think they will. Um, 10-7, 9-8 is definitely in the cards for them.
Yeah.
They might be that team that slips in, and there's a team that's currently holding hostage. I mean that to the utmost degree. They're holding a playoff seat hostage. It's Pittsburgh.
I still don't know how they win games. I really don't.
Einstein can't even figure out how they win games. And that's just crazy. They're getting outgained in every game, and then they just like, oh, we'll turn. It's you know what? It's Tebow esque. That's the best way I can describe it.
That's not a bad. Yeah, I don't understand it, man. You got one of the better receivers out here, and your boy, uh, what's his name? George Pickens. He can't
Yeah,
get a catch to save his life. It's just, but that defense, man. T.J. Watt, Hyde Smith. They got Casey Hayward back, Joey Porter Jr., who's looking like he's having a pretty good season, but
it's like the Pittsburgh and the Jets are drinking from the same Kool-Aid.
yeah, but at least the Steelers finished the deal. Like they actually win
Right.
games. They actually win games. Like Zach Wilson, man, he's just
That,
god awful.
he just looked lost. I thought
He,
Richardson was a. Yeah, well, Richardson got hurt. That's the only thing. So that's a to be continued story.
yeah, because
Yes.
I thought he was going to be the rookie of the year.
He was looking good. He was looking good early till he got hurt. So that's just a to be continued story. We'll see how that unfolds. But Stroud, though, I mean, the Stroud that we saw in that college playoff football game, that's the version that we're getting, and they look absolutely good.
Mm-hmm.
They just doing what they do. They look like a team they're winning games and they're having fun doing it. This is supposed to be one of their dog years. I thought, especially you have a new coach trying to take over an organization that had been a mess for years because GMs and coaches, that was just a full blown mess. But I think they got this right. They got the coach right. They got the quarterback right. They got the receiver right. They look like they're a good young team. They could steal a wild card spot.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they'll backdoor into that. They might. Who's in the same division as the Jaguars, but they
That's
can
what I'm saying.
still. I can see them definitely getting a wild card spot.
I think
I
they'll
wouldn't be
beat.
surprised.
I think they'll beat Jacksonville the next time they play them. I really do. I think that's going to be they're at home. I think that's just the game that they steal. I think
But
they'll figure it out.
that's one thing I know about them is they are a good home team. Um,
Hmm.
so they usually win at home. On the road, they still trying to figure things out. But for the most part, what I'm saying, they're a pretty good home team. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't
I
be
mean, you look.
surprised.
I mean, you look at the upcoming schedule. I mean, the Bengals. I say is definitely going to be a tough one. That's going to be a hard one for them. But
Hmm.
Cardinals winnable. Jacksonville at home. I think they'll get that game. They got the Broncos at home on the following week. That'll be a good one. Texans and Jets. I'm taking the
Possible.
Texans. I mean, it's gonna be tough only because I respect that Jets defense. So I mean, I expect them to scheme up some things, but I think it'll be a tough win.
Hmm.
The Texans and Titans is gonna be the one. That's probably the main one I would circle because it's the division game, and that could turn the tide whether they have that 10-7 season or 9-8. That's just what I think it is. I think that's the key game.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Hmm. But they're in position. I think they can get it done. They
Yeah,
just
I think they can get it done too. Um, so who is your player of the game?
player of the game. Got to go with McDuffie. You got to. You basically. I mean, well, I don't know. McDuffie. Look, and here's where I'm at though, because Snead did his job. As far as with Hill, I agree with that. And McDuffie made the play. I'm just gonna get to the secondary. Forget it. Because for them to hold that receiving core to under two, that's actually very impressive. This is the most exciting receiving core in football this year, and for them to do that, it just speaks volumes. I think that defense got another level of respect after that game,
Yeah, for sure.
and realistically, and I have to look at it from this perspective too, because even the seven that was given up though was because the Chiefs' offense put them in a bad situation again with that turnover. A lot of these touchdowns that the Chiefs are giving up, they're not given situations. Cook, I can see Cook. Yeah, he had a pretty decent game too, but it's not like the Chiefs are just giving away these freebies when these teams score. These teams are actually literally having to earn these points. They're having to actually try to get creative drives and stuff like that. But I mean, if you really think about it, if the Chiefs' offense didn't put them in a bad situation, they probably only give up seven, realistically. So it's just a
Yeah,
testament to who they are.
yeah, for sure. Um, I'm gonna say Willie Gay. I'm gonna say Willie
Yeah, he
Gay.
did step up. Yeah.
Willie Gay had a really good game on Sunday. He almost had another fumble for us that would have ended the game. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, Willie Gay. I'm gonna go with Willie Gay. On offense, nobody deserves. Nobody deserves it on offense.
Can't even give it to Butker. He didn't even attempt to kick.
But you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Damn.
That was a shocker.
And
I, I,
he's still my special teams MVP because I don't think Buckner's missed a kick this year, has
I don't think he hasn't. He's
he
been
might
on
be
it all year.
this year. He might be the best kicker in the league. It might be still Tucker, but
They're not far apart
yeah, like
because Butker kicked a bomb this year. It was over 60 yards. He's had a. I mean, he's
now Reed.
solidified.
Justin Reed had a really good game. He was putting on some hits. It's probably one of his better games that he's had all season. Yeah, Justin Reed did his thing. He did his
Yeah,
thing.
and he was a key player that I said that needed to have a good game,
He
and
he
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 did
and
his
he
job.
did
He did his job.
all three of those
That's
safeties did their job.
that's why I said the secondary for them to be able to contain this receiving core the way they did is actually very impressive. It's very
Pause,
hard to do.
pause,
Right, make a pause.
Joe. Pause, Joe. What are we doing here, Joe? Relax.
It's just, I mean, you just basically asking the dude to cover a guy, the guy that's just been terrorizing the league, and was really, I thought, I mean, you still probably could make a case that Tyreek Hill is basically the MVP. I mean, just depending on which Tua that you get, Tua just didn't have his best game. He ran into a gauntlet of a defense, with that dealing with that Chris Jones and company. That's a tough. That's just tough. And Tyreek Hill is still that guy, but for them to hold that guy to the numbers that he had just speaks volumes. Like I said, I felt like the secondary got another level of respect, or the defense as a whole got another level of respect. And the fact that they're doing it without Nick Bolton too, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. Nick Bolton, he's the one who gets everything right and puts everybody in position. I think that gets underrated from Nick
Hmm.
Bolton because he knows. Thank you, Joe. He knows the defense because he knows the defense in and out. So he gets everybody in position. He knows when to tell Chris, "Yo, Chris, find somebody to beat." You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Joe.
Hmm.
Not to say that Tranquil can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Tranquil is doing an excellent job. I think
Yeah, he
a
is.
lot of people thought Tranquil
I
had
th-
bad. Actually think Tranquil had a solid game on Sunday. Yeah, did he miss some tackles here and there? Of course, but he had a key tackle on what was it, fourth down? I think. Yeah,
I,
fourth and
I,
two. I think he had a key tackle that pretty much saved the game because it would have been a touchdown. So
if realistically, I think if the Chiefs didn't acquire Tranquil, they'd probably be in a little bit in a deeper hole. That's just what I think. There'd be a little bit more problems, and I just don't. I just think with some of the little details that's not really shown or explained, I think he's had a greater impact than what we can actually see on paper.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tranquil is a gem. Because I think that if Dick Bowden had went down, we didn't have Tranquil, they probably would have been out there trying to search for a
Hmm.
linebacker in the trade deadline. I wouldn't even been surprised. I think they would have made a trade for somebody to come fill that role, fill that spot. So, or they'd probably have been Neiman.
The O line is the key to the second half. Yeah, and I will say this. I'm drawing a blank.
I think that
They performing.
I think Andy Reid needs to trust in those guys more, man. Like short yardage stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Third and ones.
Get their confidence up, man. This is what Veach got all these guys for, these bigger offensive linemen, so that we can maul people. You got Trey Smith, you got Tooney, you got Creed Humphrey. Like use these guys like you wanted to use them,
And Taylor's been getting
running
less.
people over.
Taylor's been getting less penalties called against him too. It's like, so
Yeah.
that's actually a better improvement though to be able to see from that perspective as well.
Well, he made his adjustments and
Hmm.
he's good. So yeah, that's something that, like I said, Reed needs to have more confidence in these guys coming out of the bye week.
Hmm. Like I
So
said, it might be that second half playbook that we don't know about. They've been holding back. There's a possibility. That's the only logic I'm coming with. That's my logic, and I'm sticking with it.
so yeah. So the keys to coming out of the bye: be better on third and short. Be better on third and short. Let's get a healthy rotation in the wide receiver room. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Um, and the defense continue to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only thing I'm searching for. That's what I want to see coming out of the bye.
Trust their running game too.
that too, but that comes with the short yardage stuff. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Trust that
Run,
running game.
run the football early, first down instead of throwing it, and you won't be in 2nd and 10. Let's get some 2nd and 5s, 2nd and 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
let's make it the game easier. Let's shorten the game up so doesn't have to stand back there for 2 seconds waiting for some receivers to get open.
And even
And
so,
let's put these receivers in better position. You know what I'm saying, to make plays. Get them going early,
I
like you
mean,
did like you did on Sunday.
the second half of the schedule is actually kind of favorable now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, you bounce back and come back and play the Eagles. I mean, I get that. One versus one. Then you play the Raiders, which is a key
Hmm.
divisional game. Then you
Yep.
get hopefully. I mean, I'm on the fence about this. I mean, maybe this would be a good practice session for them. But the Chiefs play the Packers on Sunday night. After that might get flexed out. It's a possibility. I
Hey,
wouldn't be surprised.
Mike.
And, and then that's preparation before they get to the Bills.
Hmm.
So these next 4 games though. I mean, I think it's a favorable setup for them to be able to finish up and wrap up this whole season.
Yeah. And we got the Raiders again on Christmas.
And Christmas at home,
Mhm. And then we got
the Bengals.
New Year's Eve, baby. It's going down.
That's what I said. I did not know because like we did not know how this game was going to impact as far as it because it was so late in the season. I still wish they would have put this game sooner. I really do.
They know what they
But
doing, man. Because
but
the Bengals, put together, string some more wins along,
in
and
which they will.
They vying for that number one spot. That's gonna be a big game.
In which they are. I mean, they're well in stride. I mean, we can say whatever we want to about how much we can't stand the Bengals and their fan base and stuff like that. But the team, though, they know how to find their rhythm, and I got to give credit where it's due. They're finding their rhythm. They're back in stride, despite the same old typical weak start that they have. Overcoming some of the injuries and some of the different things they had to deal with. And there's just a rhythm team. They just know how to find that rhythm at the right time, and that's just the Bengals are definitely a team that's on the radar, but they still got their shared teams they still got to play. I mean, they got to play their division games again, so we could see a direct. I mean, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna see a drastic change because in the standings, because with Miami, I don't see them losing any more than 5 games at the most.
Hmm.
I don't see it. Buffalo, they're going through a gauntlet. That's going to be an interesting story. The Jets, they're going to stay where they are. Period. The North, I still got 3 teams coming out of that division, but the Houston, that's the wild card team that's the team to watch. If there's a team that's on the outside in that probably will get in, it'll probably be them.
Who?
Houston.
Houston. Yeah.
That's just from the current playoffs as far as how everything can be set up, and even if we kind of look at the match, this is what I'm saying. This actually a good segue to what I was talking about, as far as matchups. Because if the playoffs had started today, Baltimore would be matched up against Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, it's the AFC North. Every AFC North team is in the playoffs if it will start
E-
today. That's crazy.
exactly,
That is
exactly,
nuts.
and
Even though the Steelers don't deserve to get there, and they probably get blown out in the first round. But still,
you're probably right too. Because like you said, if the playoffs started today, they'd be playing Miami.
they just smoke. Tyreek Hill had about 150 yards.
And then Jacksonville will be playing Cleveland. And truth be told,
I think
Cleveland could give them a run.
that defense is nice.
I respect the defense a lot.
Miles Garrett is the defensive player of the year right now.
Hmm. But that's if the playoffs started today. That's why I said that Baltimore and Cincinnati, if they stayed where they were, Baltimore, I just believe would get them at home. I mean, the best chance for Cincinnati, I think, if they want to beat Baltimore, because it's going to happen one way or the other.
Mm,
Cincinnati's got to find a way to turn that into a home game. That's just what
yeah,
I think.
of course.
If it's in Baltimore, forget it.
Baltimore's going to beat them. Baltimore's going to beat them. Heck, they almost was it in Baltimore last year in the playoffs?
No, it was in Cincinnati.
They almost lost in Cincinnati last year. So,
That's why I said the Ravens, if they can stay healthy, that's the only thing that's beaten them the last 3 years is health. More
The Ravens and the 49ers have the same issues.
well, 49. I mean, 49 is such a weird team. I mean, with Purdy, I don't know. I,
Purdy,
I, I, I,
he might be getting exposed right
when
now.
when I that was the thing I said. Like I said, the one thing we had yet to see Purdy go through was some kind of adversity, and now he's going through it, and they haven't responded. I mean, granted, you can say the like was it the first game that they lost. I mean, that was on the kicker. I get it, but at the same time, you go through a whole game, but they lost Debo early in the game, and then McCaffrey went out. So
The
how's
back
this?
end of the Ravens schedule is kind of tough.
Yeah,
They
that's what I
got
said.
even though they're home games, they got the Browns and the Bengals back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God, that's the Thursday night game. That's the Thursday game. Thank God.
Right, and that's the
Bengals
only.
and Ravens, give me that all day. They got the Chargers, the Rams. They'll beat the Rams. Then they got Jacksonville in Jacksonville. That looks like a night game. They
That's a
got
night game.
they got the 49ers as a night game on Christmas.
That's going to be tricky because just with that quarterback situation, I mean,
And
they
they
got to
got,
find a way to get healthy.
and then they got
Then they play the Dolphins.
the Dolphins.
Dolphins going to get shut down that game.
Think so?
I think so.
If Achon is back, then we'll see.
I just don't.
I think they missing that. I think they missing him.
The pattern. Sometimes when you see a pattern, you just have to.
'Cause the one thing I've noticed about the Dolphins is this: like the reason why we was having so much success in the first half was that we were shutting that running game down, and they was being one dimensional. We made them run dimensional
Mm-hmm.
in that first half. In the second half, they started getting off big chunks of run. I just think that was because we was up 21-0. And I just think Andy Reid and them was just like, Spags was like, I don't mind them getting those yards because you're running out the clock and
Yeah.
you're shortening up the time. So go ahead and let them run out the clock. So you know what I'm saying, they won't have time to score as much. So I get
Well,
it, but I'm just saying.
the other factor about that too is just looking at that Dolphins Ravens game is just the time of the season. The season wears in. If that running game is still not crisp, and you're going into Baltimore, that's going to be a problem. And when it gets colder out there,
I
then you're going to
mean,
see them.
I'll say this about the Dolphins, and yeah, they probably should only score 7 points against us
They
initially.
should have. Yeah.
Um, the Eagles, if Tyreek Hill catches that one pass, it might be talking about a different game. Um, the Bills, they just in Buffalo, they're a different animal when they're at home. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They're like Buffalo. There's no in between with Buffalo. They're the biggest front runners. Either they're gonna blow you out or they're gonna lose in a close game, like a 10-12 game or something like
They
that.
they sleepwalk for 3 quarters and then they try to come back and it's too
Yeah,
late.
it's too late. So that's just that you never know what you're gonna get with Buffalo.
No.
But they got up for that game because they wanted to prove a point because they was coming off of I think losses and they wanted to show that they were for real. And for a minute there, I thought, okay, Buffalo's rolling a little bit when they
Mm-hmm.
beat the Dolphins. Because remember, I think the Dolphins had just came off the Denver game. They had just
That's
beat
that
Denver.
70 point game, and they were
Yeah,
crowning them. They were talking about
yeah,
everybody's calling them the new Chiefs, and that didn't
yeah.
last long at all.
And then the following week they play Buffalo and get smoked. So I think they were
And
still, coming off the high of Denver. So, and like I said, that Eagles game could have been a lot closer. And then, I mean, regardless of how we feel, our game was almost, they almost tied the game up. If Tua makes that throw, we're talking
hmm
about maybe overtime.
he had
And
he had a wide he had a wide open man across the middle too. That was the
yeah,
crazy part.
yeah.
But
So
the timing of it though didn't
yeah,
have a chance.
didn't have a chance at all. So I think Dolphins are a good team. It's just they got to finish. They got to learn how to finish. That's what it is. They got to learn how to finish. And and McDaniel's he has to because they're a finesse team.
Yeah,
They are very much a finesse team. If you bully them around, they kind of remind me of the 2018 Chiefs. If you push them around a little bit, frustrate them, um, they can be had a little bit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like that offense can get slowed down a little bit. That was always with New England. New England used to do it to us all the time. They used to always push around Travis Kelsey, and you knew they wasn't gonna get no flags because the referees look, they love the Patriots. So they would push Travis Kelsey around, get him
hmm
frustrated, push Tyreek Hill around, get him frustrated. It was just that in the second half, Patrick Mahomes would just turn up and figure it out what Bill Belichick is doing, and he'll score a quick 30 on them and come back in
Yep.
the game. But
Yep.
still, but you know what I'm saying. But that was always the game plan when you go against speed teams. You bully them around. That's what we did with Travis. I mean, with Tyreek Hill on Sunday. L'Jarius
Yep.
Sneed was up in his face, pushing him around, making his routes harder to get out. Don't give him no easy break. Don't let him
I
run
mean,
outside on you. Like make it hard for him.
majority of these receivers don't like contact, the way as it is, and the fact that they're letting some of this stuff fly and everything, that's actually a good sign. I actually like it, like as far as allowing them to let them play, and I mean, let them get a good jam on them, so make them earn that route. It's just the timing of it, and then the execution of it, and that's just what the Chiefs did. They did enough of that, and they ended up getting the job done
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
because everybody was
It's
sure
the
talking
year of
about.
the defense, man. This year is all about defense, man.
And I'll take it. I'll take it.
So
It's
shout
not
out to
what
the defense.
it's not what we used to, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I would too. I'm cool with a great defense. Defenses travel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They travel. We just gotta clean up some things on the offense, and we'll be all right, man. We'll be all
Yeah.
right.
Like I said,
If the offense can get to 24, we could beat anybody.
get to just let Andy pound down a couple of cheeseburgers and whatever he do on his bye week, he'll be all right. Get that second half of the season playbook, winter
Mm-hmm.
playbook. Call what you want to do. Call it what you want to call it. I think at the end of the day, the Chiefs will be fine.
Right.
Yeah, no, I just don't believe, despite, some of the things that we don't like and the things that we're seeing, he ain't showing his hand. You don't show your hand. You don't show your January hand in November or October. You don't do
Yeah, for
it.
sure.
You don't show your hand against a team like the Bears. You don't do it.
The Bears.
You just don't.
He don't even show his hand against Denver.
Mm-mm. And schematically, I just think that I still think there's more to be had about this defense. Like you said, this defense is still not 100% yet. It'll be good when Bolton gets back. It's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Let's just call it for what it is. But some
The
of the things
main
that
the
Spags,
main
he ain't in his
spec.
bag yet.
The main thing is what? Stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Relatively, other than Bolton, we
And
are
stay out.
healthy.
Oh, and side note, and stay out the news.
Yeah, for real. This bye week, please, don't Chief players get in trouble. If she tripping on you, man, just walk out. Just leave the house, man. Don't smack her upside the head, man. Don't put her in the headlock. Don't DDT her. Don't slam her through no tables. Okay, like just
No
don't
good.
key her. Don't scratch her car up.
No
Don't do
domestics.
no DVs this week, man,
No
or any
dom-
week. You
No
really
domestic.
just
No no domestics. No guns. I mean, even
take.
strip clubs is a fine line.
You got if you know what I'm saying. If you got a wife, kids, you know what I'm saying. Take them to Disneyland or something, man. Go go to the family places, man. Just stay away from the riffraff. If you're single, go somewhere. I don't know, man. Just go somewhere safe. Yeah, just stay away from the riffraff, man. You know.
That's all. We don't need anything else. The only thing we should be coming across is that oh yeah,
Exactly not. Just leave her. Just
actually
leave her where she's at.
nothing Chiefs related should be coming across the ticker this week.
I don't
Nothing.
want to see you on TMZ. I don't want to see you on CNN. I don't want to see you on ESPN, Fox Sports One. I don't want to see you on none of them.
If I see red breaking news and says Chiefs anything, I'm just gonna turn the
Just cut
TV
her.
off.
Just cut her. Care if it's Patrick Mahomes. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
There's no reason for us to see Chiefs anything unless it's the team. Well, that we're not even gonna see that because they're on a bye week too. So there's no reason for us to see Chiefs anything. No
Just
excuse.
Travis, just go tour with Taylor Swift all week. Just follow her on tour. Don't go nowhere else, Travis. Just be with Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's the safest place you could be is with Taylor Swift and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Chris Jones, go do your thing. Go fishing all week. Just go fish. You and me, Cole, go fishing somewhere in Atlanta, or wherever y'all go fishing at.
Do a NFL Cares Foundation. I don't care. Something.
Who else? Who else? There's somebody I'm missing. Willie Gay. Stay away from the vacuums, man. Stay away from the vacuums, man. Willie Gay. Stay away from the vacuums, brother. You know what I'm saying? Legarius Sneed, just chill out, man. All y'all, man. McDuffie, go back to Washington, man, and chill out.
Yep. Nothing should be coming across
Catch,
that ticker
catch,
this week.
catch a college game. Go back to your alma mater and go watch Michael Penix play, man. He's pretty good. Go watch him.
Who are they playing this week?
I don't know.
That
Just
kid. Yeah, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams actually he's gonna be good though. He'll be fine. Just some of the stuff. Speaking of
man, the
him,
man got the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's the number one overall pick. They calling him generational. They're comparing him to the best quarterback in the league. They comparing him to Patrick Mahomes because some of the and I ain't gonna lie, man. He makes some throws, man. I was like, he ain't Patrick Mahomes,
he'll be
but
fine.
damn it. Ooh, that throw looks like Patrick Mahomes throw. But no, he's not Patrick Mahomes. But still, the kid got the weight of the world on the shoulders. The USC thought, you know what I'm saying, everybody thought they was gonna be contenders.
That
And
defense sucks.
Lincoln Riley is terrible at finding defensive coordinators.
That's their problem. Their defense is terrible.
The kid is pressing. Oh, that's who Washington play Utah. Oh, that should be a
Utah.
good game.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Just I
Hey,
mean, just
UNLV, were they 7-2, 6-2?
yeah, they in a bowl game. So
They
they're gonna be
look
playing
good, though, man.
they're gonna be playing in the www.whocares.com
Mizzou,
bowl.
freaking Mizzou. At least they making a bowl game. Mizzou, on the other hand, you blew it. Brady Cook, you blew it.
Well,
You had them on the ropes, and you blew it.
well, I saw one play though where it was kind of. I mean, I wasn't a fan of it though. I favored Georgia. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was the rest was yeah, they was on that side. Even the commentary was pro Georgia. Like
I'm like, y'all let these boys play. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I went too high already as it is. You just
yeah,
gonna get them
shut up, Joe. Are you a Utah fan, Joe?
by default.
Wow. You know what? I'm not surprised, Joe. I'm not surprised that you're a Utah fan. Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. All right, man. You got anything else?
Just enjoy the bye week. Everybody just chill out on the whole criticism
Yeah,
this
and
week.
y'all don't be getting out there getting in trouble. Joe, I want to see you in the news, okay?
Chill out on the whole. The receiving core sucks. All this other stuff. Blah blah blah. Enjoy the bye week.
Yeah,
It's one that.
Joe, stay in the house, Joe. Joe, stay in the house, man.
But as far as just with Chiefs fans and everything, just kind of chill out with the comments this week. It's like just
Enjoy
enjoy.
you. This is a stress-free week of football, y'all. We
You
can
don't need
just sit back and watch the league.
you don't need to take medication.
Eat them
Your whatever it is that y'all got to do to prepare yourselves. You ain't got to dress up or nothing. Just enjoy it. Enjoy. I mean, if you want to boo the division, then boo the division. Who cares or whatever? But it shouldn't be one negative thing coming out about the Chiefs this week at all. It shouldn't be. I mean, we're coming down to the stretch.
crazy in the club. Shut up.
We're hitting the other side of it, the other side of the season. This is where it starts to get gritty. Now we're just pretty much just trying to stay in position. The Chiefs are already there. I mean, that's the crazy part about it, though. It's like if there's a perspective that you have as a Chiefs fan, is despite some of the challenges that they've had that stick out like a sore thumb, they're still the number one seed. That's the crazy part about it. And they're in a position to be solidified as having the number one overall record going into next week. So chill out, relax, stay away from all the above that was spoken about the players. The DVs and the police and everything else. Just enjoy being a fan. I mean, stay away from the bad games and everything. I mean, if you don't like what you're seeing, then go live your life, have fun.
Go play with the kids, man.
Go play with the kids, spend time with the family, something.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy it. Find something else that your family can do.
Right. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and say, give a shout out to Glitch Energy. If you are a gamer, you play video games, you know what I'm saying? Madden, uh, NBA 2K, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, whatever your game of choice is, you like to work out, or you just want something to get you through the week. You working at 9 to 5, you need some energy. Glitch Energy Drinks is where it's at. Go to glitchenergy.com. Look at their product. They got all kinds of flavors, man. They're always bringing up some new flavors. So check them out. And when you purchase something, you see that promo code AHChiefPod, 10% off, man. We're saving you money. So
Yep.
what better way to save you some money? Get 10% off, man.
10% matters.
And if you look down at the bottom and see the link, emqpodcast.com/locker-room. If you go to that link, you see the locker room access of all the podcasts that is under the Every Morning Quarterback umbrella. They got a 49ers one, they got a Patriots one, they got a Jets one, and they got ours, Arrowhead Chief Podcast. Click on the link. You see all our episodes from the recent to the past ones. Go ahead and get caught up on the old ones so you can be right in line with us when the new ones come out. Also, check out their podcast. They talk about everything league wide. They also talk about college football. They even give you betting tips for the week. So go ahead and check them out. Shout out to them at Every Morning Quarterback. And whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be uh, Apple, Google,
Stitcher, Breaker.
Breaker, all of them, Amazon, Spotify, whatever you use to listen to your podcast, Arrowhead Chief Podcast is on there. Whatever social media platform you use, you see that right above Mark, Chief Podcast. You go ahead and click that in whatever Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Twitch. We on all of them. Check us out, man. Hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We'll follow you back because we ain't Hollywood over here. We fans just like y'all, man. We just regular guys who like to talk about the Chiefs, man. So hit us up. We'll hit you back. Give us some feedback, critiques, questions y'all want us to bring up on the show. You know what I'm saying? Q&A type stuff, topics, whatever. As long as it's related to the Chiefs, we down for it. So
Yeah, that makes
remember, talk
sense.
to us nice and normal. Don't come at us crazy and no fully, some fugazi stuff. Just, come at us real. All right, y'all. Until next time, we are out.